Hey Tenno, this is Mako, and we're going to go over Zephyr today. So I updated mine Fujin after the Shinto god of wind. If you want to learn more about that mythology, I would suggest googling it. I'm also using the Hitsuzan Tennogen skin and the deluxe skin from Nova for the pole arms. Because that's the only thing good about that deluxe skin. Oh, I'm sorry. I really don't like that skin. Anyway, back on point. I mainly change out the augment in my builds. And I play differently with each one, and there's a tactic to play each augment, or the way you should be using it. So I'll go into that. The main basics of Zephyr is cast your turbulence, run around and shoot enemies, because you're immune to projectiles. Now, if you're out of ammo, just melee them. Jet Stream gives you a buff in speed, as well as giving you a better flight path and accelerated flight path for all projectile weapons. Your tornadoes can change status based on what you throw into them, or your ally. You can actually overwrite your allies, but your allies cannot overwrite whatever powers you put into it. Your first power allows you to fly around, and your second does a kind of dive bomb CC. It's useful to a point, but you're restricted because if you're using that in close spaces, you have to jump a little then activate it. So keep that in mind, Tenno. Now, with Dive Bomb Vortex, it's a little more useful, and you want to focus on being more CC based. You see a group, you slam into them and watch them all go flying. Now, the trick I have with my Mobilize on my Zephyr is you can just sit around and hover and reload and not worry about melee attack damage. Now, granted, I'm staying pretty low here just so I can get in here and melee with my Legion. But just sit around and Dive Bomb Vortex people when the mood suits you. CC, Ragdoll, that's rather useful. Now, with funnel clouds, I would suggest getting something like the Coal Star, and why? The Coal Star basically shoots a missile that splits into multiple missiles, so cluster bomb type missile attack. So, when I saw that as a weapon, I was thinking carpet bombing with Zephyr would be pretty fun. And it is! And there's that Tonkor build, which is the meta of metas in this game. Let's show you how to play with the Funnel Cloud and the Coal Star with Zephyr. So, you can cast Turbulence and all your other powers in mid-air. Check this out, you just shoot it and it cluster bombs them all. Now, throw up your Funnel Clouds and watch, they'll take on the Blast Proc. Now, with the Blast Proc active on these, it just CCs these enemies the entire time. You don't even have to keep attacking them with your blast. You can pull out the Tonkor or whatever you want and aim for the funnel clouds and they'll trigger the Tonkor to explode. It's a rather synergistic attack pattern to more focus on CC with these and rather damage with them. At least that's how I found out to work for, me. But to each their own, Tenno. And as always, my builds are a template. If you see something the way I did it, or you liked the way I had this set up, please go for it, use it, copy it, alter it to your own specific style, as most Warframe users use metas or other people's builds to further develop their own build type. Now, what is with the Tonkor meta? Basically, you have Jet Stream on, you shoot your Tonkor, and it kills a huge group. If I could not name the bloody thing. Some people really enjoy this weapon. I myself think it's just kind of a little bit cheap, but I'm not the type who thinks this needs to be nerfed. More, I think other weapons should be upgraded to be this type of strong, because we are really facing a lot of endgame, and when we do, you're either seeing a bunch of Tonkors or a Mirage with a Simulor. Let's not lie, Tenno. Oh, that was a nice red crit. And this is why I like Turbulence and Mobilize, because I can just sit in midair, reload, not really worry about the melee attackers. But you still have to worry about the Bombards. If the Bombard launches at you, you are still affected by blast procs, such as that. It'll still trigger and blast onto your turbulence. Now, that's the reason I have Stretch. Due to having Stretch on it, I've got enough range that even if it hits and impacts me, I only take a bit of my shield down and a little health damage and rejuvenation. I get my HP back. So, take that as you will, Tenno. And, you know, remember, carpet bombing is fun with Zephyr. So, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped,